are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where this afternoon WGN Sports presents White Sox baseball. It's Paul Konerko, Alex Rios, Gordon Beckham in the first place Sox as they get set to butt heads with Michael Young, Josh Hamilton, and the first place Texas Rangers. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the finale of this three-game set. As you know, the Sox have taken the first two. We won the opener 19-2. Chris Sale picked up his 10th victory. Then last night, we won it 5-4 in 10 innings. Big base hit by Kevin Ukas. So the Sox now, well, sending a left-hander out there to the bump. A couple left-handers on that bump this afternoon.
Jose Quintana going to the mound for the Sox, and he's 3-1 this year. Last time out, his worst outing against the New York Yankees in New York. However, he did win that ball game, and so throwing the ball not as well as he would have liked, but he gave up 4 in the first. He settled down. He took the game just about as deep as Robin wanted him to. That's the first time he's really faced a whole lot of adversity. He came out the other end and showed a tremendous amount of poise. Matt Harrison goes to the mound for the Rangers, and he's 11-3 this year. He's an all-star selection. Ron Washington put him on the team. His ERA is just over 3. You can understand why he would be on this ball club. Last year he was 14-9. Lifetime 3-0 against our Sox with an ERA that's way down there. So we've beaten him twice. We've out-hit him, we've out-pitched him, we've out-defended him. Let's see if we can do it one more time.
All right, sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
There's 2 hours left to take Jake to the All-Star game. Vote for Jake at WhiteSox.com, but now one last appeal from a special Jake in the Sox dugout.
All right, Sox fans, it's been a really fun first half of the season. This team is in first place, and there's a guy that we're trying to get to the All-Star game in Kansas City. We think it'd be, oh, in fact, here he is right now. He's going to...
Take this for me, Bubba. I got to do something right now.
Hey, Jake, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. So, I mean, you are hopefully going to the All-Star game. You've had a really nice first half. What would it mean to you to be in the All-Star game?
Well, you know, I got to be honest. You know what? I just love going out there and competing with the boys. You know, when I get out there, I give 100% all the time, every time, and every time I go out there, it's not even about me. I just want to go out there and give my team a chance to win. You know, and I really hope I do make it, but, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I got other things I got to do, I can play my guitar, stuff like that, and I'm just excited for this team, the chance we got to make it to the playoffs and where we're at right now.
Sounds like you'd be pretty disappointed if you didn't go to Kansas City.
No, ain't no doubt. I would, for sure, 100%, But I promise you, if I go to Kansas City, I'm gonna give it everything I got. If I don't go, I might give it a God bless it. Like something. When I throw a bad pitch, sometimes I say God bless it. I get so frustrated that I gotta say it. But I might be a little upset, but I definitely think that I'd like to go. I'd like for my boys, Wyatt and little Jacob, to be able to experience that. I got a couple other boys, but they don't know what's going on, so. I want them to be able to experience that with their daddy, and I want to go out there and compete with those boys, and I think that's the main thing. I've been competing with these boys for the last, however long, 70 some odd games, and now I want to go to Kansas City and eat some spare ribs and maybe go mudding, if I got some time. Chris, I gotta get out of here. I got some things to do. I gotta go work on my devastating slider. I'll see you later.
Take Jake to the All-Star game.
Paid for by the committee to elect Jake Peavy as the final man on the American League All-Star team.
Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. Today's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by 97.5 FM ESPN Deportes, Chicago's first and only FM Spanish language sports radio station. So a red hot day today, 100 degrees. And let's take a look at how Ron Washington is going to line up his Rangers. Ian Kinsler leading off, and Elvis Andrus, Josh Hamilton, Adrian Beltre, Michael Young, Nelson Cruz, Brandon Snyder, Yorvit Torrealba, and Craig Gentry. Pretty much their first team lineup playing today. The defense and how they'll play behind Jose Quintana. Viciedo, Danks, and Rios, along with Escobar, Ramirez, Beckham, and Ukas. Tyler Flowers gets a nod behind the plate. And Jose Quintana going to the mound, looking for win number 4. His ERA just a touch over 2. This is his 8th start. He's been absolutely brilliant. He's got to face an exceptionally tough lineup here today. We'll see how he fares coming off pitching in Yankee Stadium against another tough lineup, the New York Yankees. The umpires for the game today: Vic Carapazza behind the plate, Dan Iasoni at first, C.B. Buckner is at third, and the crew chief Bill Miller is at third, C.B. Buckner at second. So they're throwing the ball around the infield. And we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. And once again, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here over WGN Sports. So I hope you could join us for the finale of this 3-game set. Sox trying to do something today no other team has done in 2012, and that's sweep the Texas Rangers. So Ian Kinsler will lead it off. Here's our 23-year-old southpaw out of Barranquilla, Colombia. Gets ready. And the first pitch of the ball game. Taken high and away. Kinsler comes in at 276 with 9 homers and 40 driven in. Under 13 on the field, and it's going to get hotter. One delivery. And it's 1-2. Rangers come in hitting at 283 as a team with a 3.82 ERA. Texas with the best record in Major League Baseball at 50-32, a 5-game lead over the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
If Quintana goes inside, he wants to go way in and get that ground ball to the left side from Kinsler.
Another foul. Texas comes in 23-17 on the road, 27-15 at home. And this is the 6th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 5, Sox have won 3 of them. Long look in. Now accepts and delivers. And it's into left field for a base hit. So good speed aboard. He has 15 stolen bases in 21 attempts.
Our Xfinity pitch tracks will show you a breaking ball right over the middle of the plate. And Kinsler, a very aggressive hitter. Always a threat to steal. But by now, I think he knows that Quintana's got a very good move to first base.
So here is the shortstop, Elvis Andrus, hitting it 302, a homer, and 34 knocked in. Blocked by Tyler Flowers. Andrus 1 for 9 in this series. None of these guys have ever faced Quintana. Outfield straight up, about equidistant. And Kinsler with a good lead. There's a strike. And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center.
Andrus is a great bunter. Surprised he has not broken it out at all during this series. He got 9 sacrifices.
Two and 1 to count. Josh Hamilton on deck. Sox took the opener 19-2. And last night in 10 innings it was 5-4 on a big base hit by Ukas, knocking in Alejandro De Aza, who had a terrific at bat, fell behind in the count 0-2, foul one right off his right knee. It took 4 or 5 minutes to get him back up in action. Then he drew a walk, stole second, and scored on Ukas' base hit. All right, boys. Strong arm of Beckham. Rack him up.
We've talked about it during this entire series. There's not many second basemen that are going to be able to turn it and get Andrus down the line on a slow developing play. That's the 8th time he's grounded into a double play, but that ball was slowly hit, and Beckham just rifles it to first on the money to get him.
So here's Hamilton. Hitting at 318, 26 homers and 74 knocked in. He homered last night. That tied the ball game at 4 after Texas had taken a 3-0 lead in the first. Sox came right back with 4 in the second. Then Hamilton tied it at 4 with that homer in the third. And that is popped up. Escobar makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. So the single, the double play, the pop-up after half inning of play. It's the Rangers nothing, and our guys coming to bat.
Beckham leading off with Escobar hitting second. Then it's Kevin Ukas, Paul Canerco, Alex Rios, Alexi Ramirez, Diane Viciedo, Tyler Flowers behind the plate, and Jordan Danks in center field and hitting ninth. The defense behind Harrison, Hamilton, Gentry, and Cruz left to right with Beltre, Andrus, Kinsler, and Snyder. Yorvit Villarreal behind the plate, and Matt Harrison on the hill. Harrison 11-3. This is 17th start. He's completed one game. His ERA a touch over 3. He's been a terrific pitcher this year, although not a strikeout pitcher.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as first pitch swung on. Hit into right field. Long way to go Nelson Cruz had, but he got there. So one pitch, one out. Gordon with 2 big RBIs last night. That drove in the 3rd and 4th runs with that double down into the right field corner. So here's Escobar. Eduardo at 214, no homers. He's driven in 2. Sox come in hitting at 259 as a team with a 3.93 ERA. Sox 21-21 at home, 23-16 on the road. Change up, and that is hooked foul. And let's check out our picks to click, our BMW picks to click. Jim Angio, our director and crew, went with Viciedo. Steve's going with Danks. And Terry Hanley, Roger Clare, Mike Williams, Eric, all the great folks out at Bolingbrook and also at Hawthorne Woods. We're going to go with Alexi Ramirez as there's 2 down. Of course, for a limited time, get incredible lease deals on the 2012 BMW 3 Series. Visit ChicagolandBMW.com for more information.
Harrison came over in that big deal from the Atlanta Braves, along with Neftali Feliz, Bo Jones, Jared Saltalamacchia, and Elvis Andrus. Absolutely an amazing deal. Mark Teixeira, Ron Mayhay going Atlanta's way. Harrison's 41-22 lifetime.
Ukas gets a nice hand, takes ball 1. Count evens. Uke 5 for 10 in this series with a homer and 4 big RBIs.
See, the last 8 starts have been magnificent for Harrison.
Change up.
This year we haven't been the best against left-handed starters, going just 8-13 against them.
That didn't take long. A 1-2-3 inning, and after one, no score. And the first pitch to Adrian Beltre, leading off here in the top of the second, is taken high for a ball. Beltre comes in at 325, 14 homers, 52 knocked in. Count evens at 1. .101 degrees on the scoreboard, which is in the shade out there, the top of it. High, high, he just missed it. Tank. .112 in the dugout.
Oh, it's dropping drastically.
Here's Michael Young. Takes first pitch strike. Michael hitting at .268, 3 homers, 33 knocked in. 2 for 9 in this series with a couple of RBIs. Oh, and 2.
Jose doesn't have many of those clean innings where it's a 1-2-3. He might face 3 hitters, but it happens like in the first where you give up a hit, get the double play, and get out of it. But yet he's shown such tremendous poise in getting out of troubling innings over the course of his very young career.
I've never seen a rookie left-hander come in that seemingly, again, it might be the duck on the pond, but seemingly was as cool, calm, collected as he is when the jams occur.
Been a pleasure to watch.
Little chopper 2 hopper. 2 down.
Well, not only that, but here's a guy that was drafted by the Mets, played with the Yankees. Obviously, to give up a youngster with this kind of poise, he probably didn't have the control you would think he should have, and yet he went 100 hitters without a walk. Second only to Mark Burley. Unfortunately, he walked Alex Rodriguez. That ruined his streak at 100. Just a remarkable performance by a 23-year-old in his first year.
Especially a left-hander. As we've discussed many times, the old rule of thumb for left-handers, it usually took them a year, year and a half to 2 years longer to settle into the big leagues than a right-hander. That no longer holds true.
We've seen some very good young left-handers around.
And the 1-1 to Nelson Cruz. He'd like to have that one back. And there is another souvenir, so the count hangs at 1-2.
Few clouds in the sky. And 102-degree temperatures right now.
Two out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Danks over towards Rios in right. Gap out there in left center. Escobar well back and well off the line at third. He gone. That didn't take long. 1, 2, 3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Still no score.
We want to give a big White Sox welcome to Terry Diggs, who threw out the first pitch today as a guest of WGN-TV and the United Negro College Fund. Nice job by Terry, and enjoy today's game at U.S. Cellular Field.
Paul Konerko will lead it off. He'll be followed by Rios and then Ramirez. 26-year-old southpaw out of Creedmoor, North Carolina. And Harrison, American League Pitcher of the Month of June. Two 2-0 the count.
He will occasionally throw a slow curveball to the right-handers, very rarely to the left-handers. The left-handers, he just stays with the hard stuff. A fastball and cutter. A good movement on his fastball.
Paulie, 2 for 7 in the series with a homer and 2 RBIs.
Talked with Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, about some of his walking wounded. He said they're about ready to get Ogando back. Holland's going to come back.
And line that's popped up, playable. So Brandon Snyder will make that catch. And that is out number 1. And Sox fans, Fisher Nuts is partnering up with the White Sox and the Cubs for their Freshness You Can Win sweepstakes. Every time the Sox and the Cubs win on the same day, Fisher Nuts will donate $500 to each team's charities. So Fisher Nuts stepping up to the plate.
That's that curveball that Harrison will use to the right-handers.
And the count 0-2 to Alex. Alex hitting at 317, 11 homers and 45 driven in.
He's got a 9-game hitting streak, and he's been really getting everything in sight.
Ball hit sharply. Olayed a little bit, but backhanded. Leandris, 2 down.
In this series, we're seeing 2 of the better pitching coaches in all of baseball. And they have one thing in common, and that is they're both master psychologists. You see Mike Maddox there, the brother of Greg. Don Cooper on our side of the field. And mechanically, most pitching coaches in the major leagues are pretty good at what they do. But being a psychologist and getting the most out of each and every one of the individual personalities you deal with is the art of being a pitching coach. And both these guys do a great job.
Well, that same thing holds true for a hitting coach. Exactly. The mechanics really become secondary to the approach for a hitter, and the mechanics. If you're out there pitching, as you've been out there 60 feet 6 inches away from big league hitters, they don't care what's on your mind. If you're worried about mechanics, they could care less.
Well, they just assume you worry about that, because the more you worry about mechanics, the less you're worried about them.
And the more bad pitches you're going to make. Alexei with a 2-2 count. Alexei 5 for 8 with 3 RBIs in the series. And that's into center field. So this is going to be 6 up, 6 down for Matt Harrison. First pitch up high to Brandon Snyder, hitting at 327, 3 homers and 9 driven in. There's the strike. Snyder was acquired from Baltimore back in January. With the Orioles, he was a .275 minor league hitter. Chops that one foul. And the count 1-2.
He showed some decent power when he was in the minor league system with the Orioles, but they didn't feel enough to warrant a corner position. So they moved him along.
Two balls, two strikes. Torey Albo on deck and Gentry in the hole here in the top of the third inning. Out in front. And a reminder that you can come in the Chicagoland area Hooters when our Sox are on the road to catch the games on their flat screen HD TVs and enjoy great Miller Beer features. Hooters, the original wing joint. He gone.
Good off speed breaking ball, and he broke that down and in. And when you're used to seeing the hard cutter, that soft breaking ball has you well out in front. Good pitch. Great location. And the second strikeout of the afternoon.
Second strikeout in a row as here's Torey Alba. Hitting at .227, a couple of homers and 11 knocked in. Ate him up inside. Two down. And with that, Greg Gentry, the center fielder, 1 for 5 in the series. Will be next. And once again, a reminder, 3 p.m. Central Time, the voting starts for the All-Star. So vote Jake Peavy at whitesox.com or MLB.com/vote.
Got an hour and 22 minutes to go.
Breaking ball strike. That would be nice. Say our organization, Scott Reifert, Bob Bechtel, Ray Garcia, and the guys, they have done a terrific job organizing this thing. We could be, thanks to our fans, the first team in Major League Baseball to get 4 last vote entries into the All-Star game.
And by all indications, it's a surprisingly very close race at this point.
The 1-1. Yeah, we got Scotty Pides, Paul Konerko, and AJ. Thanks to our PR and marketing department. And most importantly for our fans. Fouls that back just underneath us.
Tough pitch to bunt, and you really don't know when you're thinking about bunting where the ball is going to be. But if you get a high fastball, it's pretty close to impossible to put it down exactly where you want it to, and that's what Gentry got. So he popped it straight back.
There's another one of the Cardinal rules that no longer is Cardinal. He gone. There's that hook. 1-2-3 inning. He has retired 8 in a row, and there is still no score.
Number 7, down to the White Sox, the left fielder, number 24, Dion Vizcaino.
No score, bottom of the third. Matt Harrison has retired everybody he's seen, so it'll be the lower third of our order. Vizcaino, Flowers, and Danks to face the 26-year-old southpaw. Harrison, a big guy, 6'4", 240. There's the curveball.
Loves to start the right-handers out with that breaking ball, realizing they probably won't swing at it. Talk with Steve Busby, who was elevated to the #1 play-by-play man now with these Rangers. Busby, a terrific pitcher in his own right. It's been 9 years, a major league pitcher. He's been with the Rangers since he retired in 1982, off and on. And he talked about Harrison. I asked him, what's the biggest difference? And he goes, just confidence. So Mike Maddox has got him to have confidence in his stuff to throw enough strikes where he doesn't get behind hitters.
Well, from what we've seen here in the first 2 innings, the changeup has made a big difference as well. As there is out #1.
There's a look at Steve Busby. He was the man, if not patented the move, he perfected that fake to third, throw to first move. I'm not sure too many people did it better than he did it. And he got a lot of very surprised base runners at first base in his time.
He had great stuff.
Terrific stuff.
Great stuff.
His partner is Tom Grieve, who was a former general manager of these Rangers.
And former #1 pick of the Washington Senators.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of knowledge in that booth over there for the Rangers. Of course, a bad offensive product to deal with, of course.
Busby threw one of the longest home runs I've ever seen hit.
You got to be proud of that when you throw them really long.
Well, I'm sure he was.
Who hit it?
Jim Rice.
He wasn't the Lone Ranger.
Tyler with a chopper 2 hopper. Well, you know where the flagpole is at Fenway Park.
I do.
Dead away center field. He hit it to the right of the flagpole, all the way out of the ballpark, over the back wall. Everything.
That's a healthy shot.
Yes, it is. So here's Jordan Danks.
Well, let's see if the lone left-hander in the lineup can do something with their left-hander.
Yes, he can. Probably going to look first ball fastball, which he did right there, and smoke it because we didn't get a chance to see if he was going to take that changeup away from him.
But what he doesn't do is throw that big hook to the left-handers. Mostly hard stuff, and that's probably in a scouting report. So he throws it down the middle. Jordan Danks takes it right back up the middle. And the lone left-hander stops the streak at 8 in a row, retired by Harrison.
And here's Beckham. He popped up to Nelson Cruz in right field. To the count. Escobar on deck.
Harrison very quick from the set position to home plate, making it fairly difficult to run on. And he's using a slide step. If you use that slide step all the time, especially with a lefty, you effectively take away the running game.
There's that changeup. He's already thrown more changeups here in 2 2/3, and we've seen him in the past, maybe total, against us.
And we haven't exactly rocketed him in the past.
3-0 with a 2.91 ERA, as Gordon just does get a piece of that one. If you missed the opening, Gordon giving his impression of Jake Peavy.
He did a pretty good job.
He was awesome.
I thought he did a terrific
I
job.
told him, I said, call your mom Sully and have her TiVo it, because we're going to show it early. That's up high.
Give back to Jake, and then maybe Jake can wind up with a Gordon imitation before it's over.
That was good. That was good.
A minimum of pitches so far, just 36 for Matt Harrison.
That ball hit into left field. Off the end of the bat. Hamilton is there. And that'll retire the side. We're into the fourth. Still no score. And Sox fans, today we recognize Talty Chevrolet for its support of the Morris Athletic Association. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Chevy dealers are supporting over 30,000 young ball players in their communities through the Chevy Youth Baseball program by providing leagues with equipment kits, instructional clinics, and financial support. From the big leagues to the youth league, Chevy is truly the official vehicle of baseball. Top of the order here in the top of the fourth. Kinsler, Andrus, and Hamilton. Takes strike one. Kinsler has the only hit leading off the ball game. A little soft single in the left field right off the end of the bat.
While Harrison is using a straight change, Quintana on the first pitch is throwing a lot of real slow curveballs. Both equally as effective because hitters want to hit fastballs. They don't want to hit the off-speed pitch at first pitch.
Two and one the count to the 30-year-old second baseman. Now on a 5-game hitting streak. Change up down low, so 3-1.
That's a pretty good pitch. That one, Vic Carapazza might have missed.
And there's the dreaded leadoff walk. And that'll bring up Andrus, who hit into a 6-4-3 double play.
Well, Ron Washington has a couple of choices here. One, bunt with his best bunter, whether it be for a base hit or a sacrifice, or two, use a hit and run. He hasn't done a great deal of running in this series.
Kinsler has a good lead. Fakes the bunt, takes ball one. Top of the second in Detroit, 1-0 Minnesota. Tigers beat the Twins last night 5-1.
It was Verlander once again after a 2+ hour rain delay.
Now field straight up. For Andrus, he can use the whole field. Only play is going to be over to first. So 1 out.
So the swinging bunt essentially as good as the regular bunt. Do you believe that it's a coincidence or that there's other factors that when Nolan Ryan got involved in the front office of this ball club, their fortune started to turn around?
No, it was not by coincidence.
I think he's had that much of an impression on this team?
I don't think there's any question about it. I think he has just turned it around from day one. He let the pitchers know that 5 fly was not going to get it anymore. Regardless of how hot it was on the field down there.
Get used to the hot weather.
Get used to it, because boys, you got the ball. Hamilton cannot do it. I think the whole thing just turned. It's like we talked about when we were in New York. You could chart the ascent, so to speak, of the Yankees with the arrival of Derek Jeter. You could chart the ascent of the Texas Rangers with the arrival of Nolan Ryan.
I think they made a great pick with John Daniels, who is a tireless worker and turning into a terrific general manager.
0-2 the count to Hamilton.
And you have to believe that their scouts have been terrific because they've had a steady stream of good talent from their minor leagues and have been able to make trades using some of their better minor league players.
Well, look at what Texas always had good offensive teams.
Very
look what happened when Nolan got there. What happened? Their pitching started to get a little better. And now, if indeed there is one elite team in baseball, it is the Texas Rangers.
Well, they're going to get back, and we talked about, they're going to get Holland. They're going to get Ogando. Eventually, they'll get Feliz back. And they're going to wind up getting probably 50% of their pitching staff back from injury.
He gone. 2 down. Yeah, they'll get those guys, man. When they're healthy, as I said, they become the elite team in baseball.
Look at Colby Lewis back also as he throws a fastball by him, setting up with off-speed pitches. And if you throw the ball slow enough, 91 looks like 96. When you keep it on the outside corner, away from the big man, sometimes you get it by him. That time, Quintana won the battle.
Here's Beltre. He just missed hitting one out of here. High towering fly ball to Viciedo. Takes that pitch inside. Yeah, that Texas pitching staff turned around when Nolan Ryan came on the scene. Because you know what a great hitter's ballpark that is.
It's terrific, and there was a lot of pitchers wouldn't come there because they were afraid of the park. And all of a sudden, they made the trade. They got Andrus at shortstop. Terrific defender. They got a free agent. They got Beltre at third. Terrific defender. Kinsler is a pretty good second baseman. And all of a sudden, the defense, which was a problem for them, started to help out the pitching staff. Then they got a few burners in center field. That helps, especially in that center field there. And of course, the addition of Josh Hamilton didn't hurt the ball club.
No. Blocked nicely by Flowers, kept it in front of him. Well, they have done things right.
And the fans are truly appreciating it because they're coming out in record numbers to spike the heat. The heat's always been there, and now the fans are coming out 43,000 plus per game. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. Pretty good pitch, even if he didn't get it.
Xfinity pitch tracks. Tries to jam him with it. Missing in off the corner.
There's a curveball strike.
Adrian tried to convince Vic Carapazza that it really didn't come right down the middle of the plate.
He's one of the most fun guys to watch play this game, both offensively and defensively in baseball.
That's what Warren Washington was talking about. The love of the game that he brings to the park every day is infectious to his ball club.
Just got a piece of it and got a piece of himself.
One of the things that Washington said about Beltre was, look, if he has to handle a situation with a player, if a player makes a mistake or doesn't hustle or do whatever, then it becomes a big story. He said, but he's got a couple of guys on the team. One of them is Adrian Beltre, and the other is Michael Young. They will walk by him and say, I got this, Skip. And then they'll go and police the players and whatever they want. If the players do that, the manager has to do less. And that usually works out pretty well. But can you teach that?
Well, when you and I played, yeah, that was the way it was. The managers policed themselves. I mean, the players policed themselves, took care of it themselves. The manager didn't have to do it.
Different era now, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's different. Payoff. Watch out. Off. Now they're going to wave him around, and he's going to score. Hopefully that is off. Quintana's okay. That ball was absolutely scalded. And it's 1-0 Texas. That leadoff walk.
And Hermie's going to take a look. Beltre with RBI number 53. This is a changeup away. It's going to be right off the thigh of Quintana. And because it was on his throwing hand side, he couldn't get the glove across in time. Now he says he's okay. And it appears that he is. Got all the meat of the thigh. It's going to hurt him for a while, I will tell you that.
I say, we'll see after this inning's over, and he sits over there for 15 minutes, 10 minutes. So the leadoff walk comes around to score. And here is Michael Young. There's just a good piece of hitting right there. Beltre looked like he was sitting on that off-speed pitch. Young grounded out softly to Beckham at second. That was just the second hit given up by Quintana. That strike evens the count at 1. That's the ideal situation for managers, to have at least 1 and preferably 2 guys who will take care of situations like that. There's a chopper 2 hopper, and that'll retire the side, but the leadoff walk comes around, scores on the hard single by Beltre. It is 1-0 Rangers. And once again, only 56 minutes, 40 seconds left to vote Jake Peavy to the All-Star game. So get on your computers, your iPods, iPads, all your devices, MLB.com/vote or WhiteSox.com.
All those fancy cell phones you have, just keep on voting. Vote your little fingers off.
Escobar hits it hard right to Andrus.
Total just 39 pitches so far for Harrison. So on a red hot day that varies between 101 and 102 actual temperature, we're not making him work very hard.
Uke struck out. Takes ball 1. Got the catbird seat. And 3-0 with Canerco on deck. Harrison has yet to walk anybody. Gave up just the 1 hit. There's a strike. There was a line shot by Jordan Danks last inning.
If he'll walk anybody on the ball club, it most likely is going to be Ukas, who's as patient as almost anybody in the league.
Little quick and is foul. Hard hit, but foul.
Adam Dunn leads the league in seeing 4.5 pitches per at bat. Kevin Ukas has seen 4.3 pitches per at bat. And Adam is not in the lineup today.
Payoff pitch. And there is the first walk issued by Harrison. And fans attending upcoming White Sox games, if you're one of the first 25,000, you'll receive a Constellation game card, which gives you a 5% discount on your electrical needs. So here's Canerco. He fouled out. Brandon Snyder at first. And there's a base hit. So with 1 out, 2 on. And they'll bring up Rios.
First ball fastball, and Paulie was sitting waiting for it. That one split the middle of the plate at 90 miles an hour. Paulie doesn't miss those too often.
He's lucky that one stayed in park.
And now Toriyama going out to the mound to talk with Harrison, who's in his first real jam of the afternoon.
Alex 0 for 1, grounded out to Andrus at short. Takes ball 1.
The arms in the outfield are pretty good, but Joe McEwing has shown that he can be as aggressive as any third base coach in baseball.
Now he's got the catbird seat. 2-0.
There's a look at Joe.
Joe McEwing has been simply awesome at third base.
Well, if you want to take a look at the percentage he's gotten right, it's probably right up there, 96, 97%, maybe more.
Jacks it up and a count 3-0. Alexei on deck. Takes it right there. there's a base hit. So they're going to have to hold him as Hamilton gets to it in a hurry. He was playing fairly shallow. So sacks packed with Sox. One out, and here comes Alexei.
Alex continues his hot hitting. He now has a 10-game hitting streak. Looking for a fastball with 3-1. He got it, but he hit it so hard, and Hamilton was so shallow. There's no way in the world you can run with Ukas. So Harrison continues in his first jam. What he's done this inning, which is something he didn't do in the previous 3, was he has consistently fallen behind our hitters.
So here is Alexei. Big gap out there in left center. And the breaking ball misses. Change up.
If there is a ground ball in the infield, Alex is going to have to get a good secondary lead and get down to second base and get a piece of the pivot man and tie up this game at 1.
Beltre with a beautiful play. Meanwhile, Ukas scores as there was the walk. And this game is tied at 1. And that'll bring up Tank.
RBI number 41. Beltre shows you why he's rated as one of the best third basemen in all of baseball. Ranging far to his left, knowing he has only one play, he guns it across from the side, which is something most third basemen don't do a whole lot of, especially get that much on it.
Don't stop now, boys, as here's Tank. Takes a curveball strike. Tank fouled out to Torrey Alba. Now you got to cinch it up and hunker down. So now both Harrison and Quintana have walked one guy, and that walk has come across to score. See what they want to back up that 0-2 fastball inside with. Either double him up or change up away. Tried to double him up. That one at 93. And the count 2-2. It's full. Tyler Flowers on deck. Pale. And that'll load him up. Tied him with a changeup.
Good eye by a man not known to take a whole lot of walks, but he did that time. And that brings Mike Maddox out from the dugout to talk with Harrison, who for the first time today, and pretty much for the first time all year, he's really struggled against this. Well, Vic Carapazza comes out. Maddox likes to take a lot of time on the mound. And so it's up to the umpire, especially with nobody up in the bullpen, to kind of break it up, move things along, especially when it's as hot as it is today.
Sacks packed with good guys. A 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the fourth. Tyler grounded out to short. Oh, and 1 to count. And very quickly 0-2. Barry one in the dirt.
Harrison's only done it once this year.
Come on, Flo. We need you, buddy. Just did get a piece of it.
Right, moving him off the plate with the inside fastball, the pitch before, and then trying to get him with a straight change away. Tyler just able to stay alive. Both of his runs batted in have come via the home run. Just a nice solid single would do here.
Change up. And that'll retire the side, but he walks Ukas with 1 out. He comes around to score on the grounder by Ramirez. This game is tied at 1.
The fifth inning is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, member FDIC. .117 in the dugout, which is a good reason not to be in that dugout.
That's better there than on the field.
That's true. Get to go into the locker room on occasion from that dugout.
That runway would have been full. So a 1-1 tie. Cruz, Snyder, and Torrealba to face Jose Quintana. First pitch strike. the count 0-2. Protecting and Souvenir right side.
Pretty good pitch because it was too close to take, but out of the strike zone enough that Cruz couldn't do anything with it. So by throwing it, maybe you get a pop up, maybe you get a swing and a miss, but you're not going to get a base hit.
One and two the count to Nelson Cruz. Chops that one down past Dave Anderson. And once again, the 1-2 pitch. He gone.
Boy, buried that cutter deep down and inside of Cruz. Swung right over the top of it. Nice way to start the fifth inning. He's got two speeds of breaking ball. That one was a quick, sharp breaker. The other one a little bit bigger. He likes to throw on strike one to the right-handers.
Brandon Snyder struck out on a curveball. One and one to count to the 25-year-old infielder, DH, first baseman, part-time outfielder. His next pitch will be number 69 for Jose. So 2-2.
That time Snyder helped him out because that ball was up and out of the strike zone. Should be 3-1. It's not.
That is rope hook foul. And make your plans to be with us tomorrow night here at the ballpark. Jake Peavy against Aaron Laffey as the Blue Jays come in for three. We're going to run Peavy, Floyd, and to be announced against them, they're going to run Laffey, Romero, and Cecil against us.
Three lefties.
He gone. Gas.
Set him up with an inside breaking ball, put him away with an outside fastball. And Jose has very good command. And it's translated into 6 strikeouts and 1 walk.
So here's Torey Alba, hit a little soft comebacker to Quintana. Outfield playing him straight up. Well, this is our 82nd game. And I got to admit, if you'd have told me or asked me in spring training after 81, which we finished last night, do you think the Sox will be in first place? I would have said no.
How about if they would have asked you if they had one veteran in the bullpen as we head into the second half?
I would have said definitively no.
Where would we be?
Definitively no.
That's what we have.
But the one thing we talked about a lot, Steve, in spring training was attitude, a different attitude. And attitude can overcome a lot of things and change a lot of things. And that's exactly what's happened.
And the one thing that we did notice in looking at all of the young guys, and we didn't know their names, we had never heard of them, especially even shots at the major leagues, was that everybody seemed to have a pretty good arm. And those pretty good arms are now sitting in our bullpen.
Softly hit. And a nice, easy 1, 2, 3 inning couple of strikeouts for Quintana. We're halfway home, tied at 1.
Little Jacob to be able to experience that. I got a couple other boys, but they don't know what's going on. So, you know, I want them to be able to experience that with their daddy, and you know, I want to go out there and compete with those boys.
That's just part of it. If you miss the opening. Here he is coming out.
Got the guitar in hand. Got the earplugs around his neck. Sleeveless shirt. He's ready to go.
Oh, that was priceless. Gordon Beckham doing his rendition of Jake Peavy.
It's just over a half hour to go to vote for Jake. Take Jake. WhiteSox.com or MLB.com. The voting is exceptionally close. You could make the difference.
That's right. So here's Jordan Danks. Jacks it up, takes ball 1. Jordan has seen one pitch from Matt Harrison before that one, and he just laced it right back to the middle for a solid single. That was our first hit coming back in the 3rd inning. Backhanded, right over the top, and that's out number 1.
The 5th inning is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, member FDIC.
Well, that's a beautiful family. They've got Gordon the 2nd. Our Gordon is the 3rd. Sully, the mom. Gwen and Grace, the sisters. As Gordon 0 for 2 today, he's going out to right, he's going out to left. And of course, the grandparents. As that's, look at Beltre, he's just absolutely magnificent at 3rd base.
Not only does he coast to the ball, but then when he gets it, even with a 360 spin, he just flips it across with plenty on it, and it's always right in the middle of whoever's playing first base. In this case, is Brandon Snyder.
Well, you and I both have been around a long time, seen a lot of third basemen. This guy's right at the top. Right at the top.
Well, the arm strength makes a big difference. We've seen some guys throw like that. Craig Nettles threw like that a lot. He just didn't have the gas that Beltray has
No.
going from down
No,
there.
Puff was a great third baseman. There's no question about that. He made himself. When he played with us in Cleveland, he was a butcher over there, and he became a great third baseman. But he didn't have the arm strength that Belt. Not too many guys do. Escobar with an 0-2 count. Got him. And that'll retire the side. That didn't take long. We're into the 6th, still tied at 1. Greg Gentry leads off here in the top of the 6th inning in a 1-1 tie. 1-2-0 for them, 1-3-0 for us. Breaking ball strike. Gentry struck out, swinging on a curveball. Only 2 walks in the game. Let's check that. 3 walks. Harrison has walked 2. The first one scored. Quintana has walked 1, and it scored.
Quintana's using that harder breaking ball both as a backdoor slider and one that he breaks down and in to the right-handers. So he's had great command.
There's a chopper 2 hopper.
Second baseman, 85.
That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Ian Kinsler, who has singled, and then he walked, leading off the 4th inning and came around to score. Minnesota now leading the Tigers 3-0. That game in the top of the 4th at Comerica Park.
Rick Porcello in that one has surrendered, or scattered you might say, 11 hits in 3 2/3 innings. That's a lot of hits.
They only have 3 runs, it is. One pitch. Quintana on top of ball and 2 strikes. He gone. Took something off the hook. He'll grab some bench. 7 strikeouts for Quintana.
And he retires Kinsler for the first time, which takes one of their premier base runners, keeps him off base. Well, the changing speeds on the breaking ball have really been a great tool for Jose Quintana today.
Well, that's what Dylan Axelrod did last night after giving up 3 in the first. Started changing speeds on everything. Couldn't pitch the same way he did against the Yankees because of all the left-handed hitters the Yankees had.
Completely different. I mean, they mostly threw right-handers at him. But he kept his team in the game.
I'll tell you, he will do that. He is not afraid. Dylan Axelrod is not afraid.
And I don't think that Robin is afraid to run him out there.
I don't think anybody's got a White Sox uniform afraid to run him out there. Yes, he did. And the count 1-2 to Andrus, who has hit into a double play, 6-4-3, and also grounded out 5-3.
I'd like to see him end this one with Andrus and make sure that Hamilton leads off the 7th.
And that's going to be a souvenir. That's into right center field. Playing him perfectly is Jordan Danks. And that'll retire the side. 7 in a row retired by our 23-year-old left-hander out of Barranquilla, Colombia.
TV.com and join the WGN Sports Game Zone, where you find up-to-the-minute stats and important game information. The Game Zone is sponsored by Safe Auto. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO now for a free quote with reduced rates up to 35%. Drive safe, spend less.
So here's Uke. Starts him off. Little turnover, change, screwball, and grabs a strike. Uke 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Backs that up with a fastball.
That walk a big one because it led to 2 straight hits and the run.
That ball hit hard. Stretch. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. A line shot into their bullpen, and the Sox lead it 2-1. Mercy.
6 and 24 on the power numbers for Kevin Ukas, who continues in the White Sox pinstripes to torment American League pitchers. A line drive rocket into the bullpen for Harrison, the 8th home run he's given up in 110 innings. So that's a very low total considering the park he pitches in.
First pitch curveball strike to Paulie. Paulie is 1 for 2. And the count 1-1. And of course, with that home run by Ukas, Alex Snellius family will donate $100 to White Sox charities for every Sox homer hit throughout the course of the season. That is number 100. So $10,000 donated by Alex Snellius in loving memory of Ursula. And that is chopped just foul.
There's a look at one of the biggest additions to the team. Just a great trade made by Kenny Williams. He brought over not only a good hitter, but a great defender, as it turned out.
I'm just trying to think, in all the years that I've been here, 27 years now, over a quarter of a century, I can't think of a more impactful acquisition mid-season. Julio Cruz was big for us back in '83. There's no question about that. Juice did a great job. But this might be the most impactful acquisition we've made in the last quarter of a century. Alex pops it up right side. Snyder.
Last time up, back in the 4th inning. Ground ball to third. Great play by Beltran, but not before the first run of the ball game for us scored, tied it at 1, 41st RBI. See what's possible with AT&T UVerse TV and AT&T high-speed internet. Rethink possible.
Starts him off with a changeup. Yeah, that's, of course, obviously, if he, remains healthy.
It is early yet, but what a difference he's made to this team.
Well, he just changes our whole lineup around. When you put Ukas in this lineup and then take him out, see the difference is huge. Just absolutely huge.
Well, with Ukas and Dunn in the lineup, you know that the opposing pitcher is going to have to work a little bit more than he normally would work because they both look at a lot of pitches.
Attaboy, Alexei got that screwball or whatever it was, the change for the double. Don't stop now, boys. Come on, Tack, knock him in.
12th double of the year. And that little soft off-speed pitch hit off the end of the bat, but Alexei's right on top of the plate. He just drives it into left field.
Can't get the high heat. Backs it up with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. His next pitch will be number 88. The temperature has fallen now to 99 degrees.
'89th pitch coming up. for Matt Harrison.
Just did get a piece of it. And again, only 16 minutes remaining to vote for Jake Peavy. So get on your computer, WhiteSox.com or MLB.com/vote.
Well, ready for pitch number 90.
The 1-2. And he gets him, but the home run opposite field by Kevin Ukas. Sox lead it 2-1. A.J. Pierzynski warming up Quintana as we get set to go to the top of the 7th. And, of course, our congratulations go out to A.J. catching game number 1,500 last night. And I believe that's 30th all time.
Pretty impressive. And that's a lot of bruises.
Hamilton fouls it back. 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors for our Sox. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for their Rangers.
Unfortunately, he tried to go inside with a fastball, and he hit him.
He didn't want to do that.
Tyler wants it up and in, and he gets it too far up and too far in.
So here's Beltre. He is 1 for 2, an RBI off the thigh of Quintana, a bullet back in the 4th inning, knocking in Kinsler, who had walked to lead off the inning. Takes first pitch strike. That's the first hits batsman by Jose Quintana this year.
Nate Jones loosening up as Jose is ready to deliver pitch number 92 on this red hot afternoon.
Well, if it was 115 earlier in the dugout, it's got to be at least 120, 125 on the field.
Not to mention the fact that Beltre, Young, Cruz, Snyder, Torrealba, Gentry, and then Kinsler and Andrews all hit right-handed. And they do have David Murphy, quality left-hand hitter, on the bench. Jones pitched an inning in the third last night. Gave up a walk and a hit, but no runs. Matt Thornton for 2. Addison Reed for 1, and he got the win.
Bobble now goes over to second base, so they get the lead man. Ball was hit like a bullet.
If he catches it cleanly, it's 2, but it was scalded down there. Picked up some spin after the grass and then dirt bounce. And Hamilton, you see, trying to take the legs out from under Beckham, but wasn't going to matter. He wasn't going to get the throw off anyway.
So here's Michael Young. He's grounded to second and hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. My favorite players to have watched during his career, Michael Young. Boy, what a player he's been.
He will absolutely make everyone's all underrated team. Now, obviously, those of us who have watched him play during his career or are fans of the Rangers know exactly what he's done, but the majority of people around the country, they keep forgetting him when they talk about the league's best players.
This should be, boys. Take your time. You got plenty of it. Rack them up, and that'll do it. 7th inning stretch. Quintana leads it 2-1.
Around Major League Baseball.
It's our half of the 7th inning here on a beautiful day in the city. Beautiful, albeit very, very warm. 97 as we speak. We've seen it as high as 115 down on the field, in the dugout, I should say. But right here, Tyler Flowers will lead it off. He'll be followed by Jordan Danks and then Gordon Beckham.
Be nice to be able to get at least one insurance run. This is a high-powered Ranger offense, although Jose Quintana has given up just 2 hits.
Popped up into short center, and everybody's going to let it fall. Alphonse and Gaston.
Yeah, that's Gentry's ball to take. He didn't call off Andrews. Andrews, not wanting to get hurt, gave way, and we'll take it. A terrific break. Andrews could have caught it. Gentry should have caught it. But at the end, nobody catches it.
Yeah, that without question is Gentry's play.
Much easier play for the center fielder. All you got to do is call off Andrews, tell him to get out of the way. I got it.
So here's Danks. He's 1 for 2. Had our first hit. A line shot, base hit back to the middle in the 3rd inning. Checks it up, takes a strike. See if Robin was going to give him 1 shot and then flip-flop it. Nope. And count 0-2. That's a fair ball. They got to go to second. They get Flowers. So 1 out. And a reminder this Saturday, well, it's a big day coming your way right here at US Cellular Field. Sierra Sox take on Toronto and enjoy the Orgullo Sox Festival presented by Xfinity and Sierra Mist Natural. Also, the first 20,000 fans in the park get an Alexi Ramirez bobblehead. First 20,000 fans. That's Saturday. And here's Beckham. Gordon's due. He's 0 for 3. And the stars align for the 2012 Major League Baseball All-Star Game as the best of our league take on the best from their league. So don't miss the action on Tuesday, July 10th. Out of play right side. 1st and 3rd in Gordon.
That's a nice hat. And it takes a little cooling off on a hot day.
They got him picked off. 2 down. Jordan decided he's going to go on first move, and they guessed right.
And first move was to first base.
And there's a drive. Yes, fair. So Gordon's going to make the turn. And he'll pick up his 14th 2-bagger.
Once again, Mike Maddox comes out after this changeup winds up in left field. So an insurance run in scoring position.
Maddox will make his little pep talk right there. Remember, Sox fans, every White Sox Friday home game is United Flyaway Friday. That's tomorrow. Each Friday home game, one lucky fan will have the chance to win 2 free round-trip tickets to anywhere in the continental United States that United Airline flies. United proud to fly our White Sox, and we're proud to be with them with Mark Seipold, Sparky, Mike Corrigan, Bobby Garcia. They do a great job, and also the people at Atlantic Aviation who do such a great job.
And you got a minute and a half, fans, to vote for Jake.
Off the glove, and that's going to be a base hit. Everybody's going to be safe.
Good job of coaching by Joe McEwing, because Gordon Beckham, running as hard as he can into third base, has to be reminded by the third base coach, who he's looking at, stay right here. The ball is still in the infield. Off the glove. No chance to get Escobar. The only chance might be if Gordon Beckham is rounding the bag, but McEwing right there pointing to the bag, telling him stay right there, son.
And here's Ukas, 1 for 2, and scored both our runs today. A walk back in the 6th and a homer leading off last inning into their bullpen. Just a bullet. Takes first pitch strike.
Our fourth drive of the game. 6th home run of the year by Kevin Ukas, who is absolutely ecstatic. He's getting a chance to play every day, whether it's at third or first, whether it's the second spot in the batting order or the third. As long as his name is in that lineup, he's going to be a happy man.
That'll get the job done. Get over his head. Dadgummit, I thought it was over his head. Meanwhile, we threaten, can't score. We'll go to the 8th. It is 2-1. Top of the 8th inning, 2-8-0 for our Sox, 1-2-0 for their Rangers. Cruz to lead it off. Big hack, fouls it back.
I don't think that Robin is going to be terribly patient with Jose, despite the fact he's been absolutely brilliant. A 2-hitter through 7, giving up just 1 run, but it's a 2-1 game with all right-handers coming up.
He's got Nate Jones ready down in that pen. And this will be pitch number 100. High into left field. He just missed it. Tank, that is a just missed him.
Unfortunately, it was that high because the wind had a chance to hold the ball up. Today's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting and is provided by 97.5 FM ESPN Deportes, Chicago's first and only FM Spanish language sports radio station.
First pitch strike to Snyder, who is 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. One swinging on a curveball, one swinging on a fastball. traveling on this 4th of July weekend. Please make it a safe one. One and two the count. Tops that one foul. And the Sox and Camarena Tequila both know that giving anything less than 100% just is not good enough. That's why Camarena only offers award-winning 100% blue agave tequila. Camarena Tequila is a proud sponsor of your Chicago White Sox. And another foul.
The Clouds have won the battle with the sun for the moment, which has taken the temperatures down to almost a frigid 94. 105 pitches for Jose so far. Probably 103 of them have been quality pitches. That's our look from center field. You can see the dark clouds rolling in. Little thunder in the background.
He gone. 2 down. 8 strikeouts for Quintana.
Little cutter. He'd worked him inside the majority of the bat. That ball was out away a bit. And a trifecta for Brandon Snyder. Didn't seem to be the happiest man in the park right there.
Well, it's hard to hit something you can't see. You're pulling your head off that bat. You walk back to that dugout with that bat in your hand, wondering how in the world did I miss that?
It's true. I feel like that all the time.
Here's the 1-0. Torrealba has bounced softly back to Quintana, and he's grounded out softly to Alexei. The 2-0 pitch. There's a good strike.
Good strike because it was on the outside part of the plate. And rather than Torrealba being able to yank one, because he does have some power, make sure he goes the opposite way.
Count evens at 2.
Well, most likely this is going to be the last inning for Quintana. So whatever he's got left in the tank, the young man is, I'm sure, pitched in these conditions in Colombia quite a bit, but whatever he's got in the tank, he best show it to Torrealba right here.
Full count with Gentry on deck. No walks, Jose. And that's popped up into center field. Jordan coming on. He's there, makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We will go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 2-1 Quintana.
competing with these boys for the last, however long, 70 some odd games. And, now I want to go to Kansas City and eat some spare ribs.
That's the Anything's Possible replay brought to you by the Illinois Lottery, who each day make anything possible. And our fans made their best effort to get Jake to Kansas City in the All-Star game. We are waiting for the results. The polls closed 10 minutes ago, and as soon as we get any word at all, we will let you know.
High pop-up by Canerco. So Paulie now 1 for 4.
The first time today we are seeing some rain, so those dark clouds that were coming from behind the ballpark now have cooled things off a touch. I actually don't think the players mind very much.
And I don't think the fans do either.
No, they want to see 3 more quick outs. Quintana is going to be done for today. 8 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 hit batsman, 8 strikeouts. What a job.
Alex Hamilton. 2 down. Alex now 1 for 4. The Rangers schedule hitters in the top of the 9th for Gentry, then back to the top of the order with Kinsler, Andrus, and Hamilton being number 4. So here's Alexei. He's 1 for 3, a double. Take him out of here, Alexei. Good motion right there on that changeup. Real good.
Well, we also have to compliment Matt Harrison because he's been just outstanding in his own right.
There's a shot right to his counterpart. Didn't even hardly get 1 step out of the box. Meanwhile, we'll go to the 9th. We have seen 2 good left-handers out on that bump today.
Today's catcher profile features the Rangers' Mike Napoli. This year's All-Star starting catcher made a big splash last year's postseason, hitting .328 with 3 home runs and 15 runs driven in. This catcher profile is sponsored by Xfinity Home. Xfinity Home offers state-of-the-art features that help you stay connected to your home and family anytime, anywhere. So Addison Reed comes on. The first man he's going to be looking at is David Murphy, trying to get 3 outs and preserve the win and the sweep.
First pitch outside. Murphy Hitting at 289, 9 homers and 32 driven in. He's always been dangerous against us. Kinsler on deck. Good changeup. Way out in front, evens the count at 1. And the count 1-2. He gone. Big out.
3 off-speed pitches in a row, and you don't see that from a guy that can get it up there 96. Murphy certainly didn't expect it. He might have expected 1, possibly 2, but never 3 in a row. And he goes down on strikes. And here's another big out because he is a base stealer.
Kinsler 1 for 2. A single leading off the ball game. One of only 2 hits that Quintana gave up. There's a good fastball there at 95.
Especially to a dead fastball hitter who loves the first pitch. He just saw 3 straight changeups in a row to Murphy. And can't pull the trigger on the heat.
And that's going to be out of play. Trying to come back, but it won't anywhere get there. High into right field. Alex. 2 down.
Now Tyler Flowers is going to tell him, as he's probably going to tell Escobar, you got to watch the bunt from Andrews. They need a base runner, and they're desperate to get Hamilton to bat. But to do that, Andrews has got to get on.
Andrews 0 for 3. Plays first pitch strike. And a count 0-2.
And lightning flashing over the scoreboard in left field. One more lightning bolt. Let's call this over.
Getting ready to say, let's get a little gas up about the letters. Right on top of the zone. He did not go.
Oh, the appeal down Dan Iasonia. He's right. It looked to me like he checked his swing, although you'd have loved to have seen this called.
He didn't go.
Nope, he held it back. Good call. One more and he probably won't hold it back.
Just did get a piece of it. 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors for our Sox. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for their Rangers. He goes! ball game is over. So the Sox do something no other team in the interleague play and in the American League this year has done. They just swept the Texas Rangers, and again, what a job by Quintana.
It was an unbelievable job, and the irony is that the Ranger broadcaster and former GM Tom Grieve came into our booth in the middle of the game and said, "You mean to tell me the Yankees couldn't find a spot for this guy?" He said he's only 23 years old. He looks like he's been in the major leagues for 5 years. What a performance today. 8 innings, 1 run on 2 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. And then Addison Reed just comes in. You forget that he's a rookie. He comes in and gets the big strikeout when he has to get it. He's 12 of 13 in save situations. And they were just overmatched in the 9th inning.
Well, he's got that look. Addison Reed's got that look. So Sox win it 2-1, and we'll be back.